Yu Yu Hakusho, one of the forefathers of shonen anime, the Cenozoic to the eventual Kilozoic, the very anime which popularized the arc which makes every shonen tart like myself cream his pants. But instead of being head over heels for this one, I actually dropped it long time ago. Flash forward to the current time when I heard they were actually making a live action for Yu Yu Hakusho.
Then something just snapped. Something inside of me.
I thought maybe this live action might do the same thing to me that One Piece live action did for the masses, even though I was not fan of it. So I started. Whoa, what do you mean you dropped Yu Yu Hakusho? You think you're just gonna skedaddle right past that? I mean, I hope for that. Oh, fuck you. No, I need answers. Why? Why did you drop the goat? It is kind of a long, embarrassing story and we'll get sidetracked. No. You're not gonna weasel your way out of this. But I need the complete answer. I need it right now. All of this started when I was in my prime weep state. For me, anime was sacred to the point where you got to wash your hand and feet with Naruto and One Piece if you wanna enter the secret temple of anime lover. I never went out of my way to say how dare you and go full on Karen. I mean, come on, did you really think I have balls for that? But rather, I was that guy in the corner who thought to himself, look at all these normies. They don't know what anime is. Just because you watch Dragon Ball Z doesn't make you anime fan. Come back and talk to me when you watch Gurren Lagann. Yeah, I was pretty cringe. But one day, in my first year of my junior college, I was trying to do my best Sasuke cosplay. I was the mysterious school guy who doesn't give a flying fuck as he plays with his phone in the middle of a class. Frankly, I was doing absolutely nothing. I was just unlocking my phone and locking it once again, trying to act all cool and mysterious. That's when this girl who was sitting next to me, let's call her Priyanka. Priyanka saw my Naruto wallpaper and asked, "Is that Itachi? Do you like anime?" And I shit you not, the time literally froze. I was like, a girl who not only watches anime, but she also recognized this guy on my phone is Itachi from Naruto. That shit blew my mind. But remember, the guy she asked was doing his Sasuke cosplay with the elitist weeb mentality. So I replied with, "Yeah, I like anime. What are you going to do about it?" Yeah, I'm gonna go jump off a cliff. But I shit you not. To that, Priyanka said, "Oh, I love anime." And at this point, I was going full on light yagam in my head. This girl, she says she loves anime. She thinks she can enter the secret temple of anime. Never. But at the same time, I was also thinking, this is my time. This is my time to be the Rizzler. No fucking way I'm gonna fumble this. Anime is my domain expansion. So me over here, standing on the cloud 9, asked her, "What is your favorite anime?" My favorite? It's Yu Yu Hakusho. This answer not only busted my cloud, but shook the tectonic plates which were right under my ass. Because I, the wannabe Sasuke Uchiha, had never read or watched Yu Yu Hakusho. It felt like I was Light from episode 2 of Death Note and she was L, who just little broed me. So, maybe in the edgelord I was, replied with, "Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho, it is really good. I mean, it's the OG, right?" Yeah, I lied to her face. I thought, hey, I can just say I watched it and binge watched the entire show after I go back home. As soon as I finished my classes, I sprinted back home to binge watch Yu Yu Hakusho. So not only I can talk to Priyanka like I know all about the show, but most importantly, I can prove it to myself that I am the real anime man. But you see, there was a slight problem. After binging the first 10 episodes, I did not like it. I thought there was no fucking way that this was the same guy who wrote Hunter x Hunter. So I dropped it. And as for Priyanka, well, let's just say I fumbled the bag, and that day I learned a very important lesson that Sasuke is a dick. He's only cool because he's an anime character. So I thought Priyanka and Yu Yu Hakusho were the ships that sailed away and I have to never look back at them again. But it wasn't until recently when I was scrolling through YouTube and I came across this.
浦飯祐介霊界探偵としての初指令を言い渡す。生かれるんだから断る理由はないだろう。
Yu Yu Hakusho was getting a live action adaptation, and what's worse is that this trailer looks really fucking good. And that's when suddenly Priyanka popped back into my mind. More specifically, the way I acted towards her. Out of nowhere, I suddenly recalled every cringy thing I did back then. All those cringy memories which I had locked in the box and put it in the back of my mind were just popping out one after another. When I was sleeping, shitting, editing a video, eating, or just hanging out with my friends. Every now and then, the cringe just kept spilling out, and every single time, it all kept coming back to me lying about watching Yu Yu Hakusho. It was like flooding your bathroom with water with you stuck inside the bathroom, where at first you just want to go out of the bathroom, but you cannot, because if you do that, you will just flood the entire room. The only way to get rid of the water is cleaning the clogged drainage, which in my case is me finally watching Yu Yu Hakusho. So, there were 3 routes for me. Number 1 was me trying to watch anime once again. Second was reading the manga. And third was the newly opened live action route. I had already given anime a try in my prime weeb state when I was watching everything. Like literally everything. So I thought if I didn't like the anime back then, there is a high chance I won't even make past episode 3. As for the manga, I wanted to keep that as my backup. So I decided to go with what gave me the Winter Soldier episode in the first place. The live action. And oh my fucking god, this is what I'm missing out on. This is fucking amazing. I mean, I'm so hyped right now that my voice is cracking. Firstly, for those who don't know what the plot of Yu Yu Hakusho is, we open up with our protagonist dying and finding out he's a ghost now. Also, his death was kind of unforeseen by even Koenma, aka the King of Hell Jr. So he decides to bring Yusuke back to life. But in exchange, he has to be a spirit detective who investigates and gets rid of yokais. And if you have watched Hunter x Hunter, you know everything is not going to be that simple. Hell, most of you probably have watched Yu Yu Hakusho unlike me, but today we are talking about live action. So I won't go into the live action spoilers, but when I do talk about the spoilers, I will give you a heads up. So no need to worry. With that out of the way, the acting was really good. I mean, when I first saw the trailer, I was on a fence until I saw Toguro.
面白い案件だといいけどね。
But as soon as I clicked on the very first episode, I was sold on Yusuke, more so than the anime. When I first watched the anime, seeing Yusuke, it felt as if something was missing with the things he did. I mean, he was supposed to be a rebel with a nasty personality on the surface, but actually he has a heart of gold. Yet, when I watched the anime, I kind of never connected with what the show was trying to portray and what he really was. But with the live action, oh boy, you can tell this guy has a personality. But I was confused. Why was I hooked to the live action version of Yusuke more than the anime version of him? I mean, during the first 5 minutes of the introduction, they both do the same thing. He skips his class on the rooftop, listens to Keiko's lecture, stops the bullying, tells this teacher to fuck off, and then goes back home, pours his mom a hot tea, and then leaves once again. These two scenes are the same and very different at the same time. But to confirm my suspicions, I checked out the first 2 chapters of the manga after I finished the live action. And I was right. The manga and the live action instantly captivated me, whereas the anime not so much, and the reason for that is the vibe of Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay, even though the things which happen in these 3 scenes are same, there are some key differences here, especially when you compare the anime to manga and live action. In the anime, Yusuke is skipping class and sitting on the rooftop just looking at the sky, but in the manga and live action, he's skipping class and smoking on the school's rooftop. And not just that, when he comes back home, his mom is just wearing lingerie and smoking as she tells him to make some tea. But in the anime, she has just woken up and is wearing a nightshirt. I am not saying, oh, they did not include this. Fuck, the show is ruined. But the anime does lose out the mature vibe of the story and kind of becomes the watered down version of the original. And there is one more thing. But oh man, I'm gonna get crucified for this. Personally, I don't think they got the right voice actor for Yusuke in sub. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the voice actor is bad, but it is either he was not the right fit or the one who was directing him was or the way they used to record is really showing its time. Because I remember I just couldn't stand when the character spoke in the anime, but the actor who plays Yusuke in the live action really killed it. I mean, he really had me invested in Yusuke as a person right from the get-go. But the real goat of Yu Yu Hakusho live action was Kuwabara. The dude was fucking hilarious. This actor killed it every single time when he did something. Every time I was laughing my ass off. The scene where he comes to challenge Yusuke and gets his ass whooped as his boys are trying to hold hold him back from going again to challenge Yusuke had me rolling. This actor is so fucking funny, yet at the same time some of the most powerful performance was also given by Kuwabara. The scene when he apologizes to his friends or when he cut that rock in half really moved me. Kurama, Hiei and Toguro were also really good, but I want to talk about them later in the video. But still, even if you do have good casting, most of the time the live action fails because they just couldn't capture the vibe of the show. And even though I have not watched Yu Yu Hakusho, I can safely say the vibe of live action was perfect. Nothing felt off while watching. The set design was really good. And correct me if I'm wrong, this was not in the anime when Yusuke met Koenma. Also, I'm so fucking glad that Koenma is not a little brat. I remember being so fucking annoyed when he came on the screen. But the most impressive thing here is the CGI. The CGI was so good. Hell, at times it was even amazing. Were there some what the fuck moments? Yes, I mean come on, you should have expected it. But it was never to the point that it distracted me from what was going on until Toguro at 100% came into the picture. I mean come on guys, just commit to making him huge all the way. Not just to his body and legs, but do it to his head and feet too. Yet all of this is instantly thrown out of the window because oh god, the fights were so good. The choreography, the camera movement, hell, the dread I felt when Yusuke or anyone was facing a yokai was very much real in my heart. Like I knew these guys are fake people in a fake world, but it felt like they were really going to die. I mean the very first fight where this guy's body is taken over by a yokai and Yusuke has to save him, and dude, this yokai right here had my butt clenched up. On the contrary, in One Piece live action, yes, there were fights, but none of them felt this intense or packed the same punch it was supposed to. But Yu Yu Hakusho dialed up everything to 100, and at times it felt as if I was playing a horror game. Every single thing here was not only shot amazingly, but it was so brutal. I mean, take this scene where Yusuke gets run over and whoa. Okay, are we sure that the guy who plays Yusuke is alright? I mean, this looks pretty real to me. The entire team did an amazing job, and now that I've looked it up, the studio that did Yu Yu Hakusho live action is also responsible for the recent record-breaking Godzilla -1. I never thought I would say this, but I really liked an anime live action. But at the same time, after finishing the live action, it left me with the feeling of I just cannot put a word on it. I'm not unsatisfied, but I'm not satisfied either. It is the same feeling when you are really fucking hungry and you order a takeout, but after you finish everything you have ordered, it feels like you can eat some more. I mean, you're not hungry enough to order once more, but at the same time, when you take that last bite, you feel, I'm not full. You get what I'm saying? It is that slightly annoying thing in between. When the live action was about to end during the final episode, it felt like, wait, it is about to finish up? But the plate you promised to serve was so much bigger. This was supposed to be a royal thali, but you are serving the bare minimum. What I'm referring to is about Kurama, Hiei and Toguro. There are others too, but especially the story or development of these characters felt somewhat unfinished or heavily rushed. I mean, Kurama got some good treatment, but Toguro and Hiei really got the short end of the stick here. Let's start with Hiei. The dude had so much potential. The entire story somewhat revolved around Hiei trying to save his sister, but when Hiei and his sister finally meet after she is rescued, we are suddenly told that both of them were separated at birth and his sister does not know that Hiei is her brother. Like, what? I was so confused when I saw that. Next was Toguro, who, I will be fucking honest, I don't know what his motive or goal was, or what type of person he was. I mean, I kind of got a crash course of his backstory, but I never connected to what he was going through. I mean, he really is an interesting character, but it felt like the live action kind of stumbled their way into it. I swear to god, while watching the live action of Yu Yu Hakusho, it felt like Netflix was originally planning on 10 long episode season, but when they were making episode 3, they said, you know what? Let's wrap all of it up in 5 episodes. It felt like they took the first half of the first season and the last half of the final season, and somehow they mashed it all together. That is why it felt as if the exposure and development which was given to the characters was just off-screened. It felt like I was at point A, but now I'm suddenly at point B, without even knowing how I got there. What I have noticed with Netflix's live action, first with One Piece and now with Yu Yu Hakusho, is that they need more episodes. With this scuffed pace pacing, the live action will never succeed like it did with Last of Us, but rather it will just be an outlet to encourage new viewers to check out the original like it did to me. Now I'm gonna go and read the manga. So if you are interested in hearing my thoughts about that, comment down below and let me know. That way I might make a video about it. And you know what? I would have checked out Yu Yu Hakusho long ago if someone showed me this clip.
I'll fight with you.
You're Missy? Are you serious?
She's a fighter and she's trying to get in our way. I don't care if she's a girl or a baby or somebody's grandmother. I'll still knock her out.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
I guess that's about it from me. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more of me. See you in the next one. Bye!